Chapter 9. The mongrel lying beside each other in the big bed. June places his hand on Ying's chest. I'm so relaxed now. And very clean. He sighs. I'm not really sleepy, though. What about you? Ying turns his head and faces him. I can't sleep either. There are some things that Scorpio said that are still bothering me. June huffs. Oh, which things? He said a lot that makes me uneasy. Ying hesitates before finally saying, the genetic research I was doing. We need to talk about that now, or I will not be able to sleep tonight. I had hoped you would have brought up my heritage long before we connected to Scorpio, but then again, things have been moving at the speed of light ever since the introduction session that first day. June sits up in bed and looks down at him in the dark. He knows he would be able to find and gaze into those gray eyes in total darkness. To him, they shine like a full moon. I did question it when I first saw you in class, just sitting there like a snake, coiled to strike. After your introduction speech, it became a non-issue for me. To me, you just appear to be a mixture of all of humanity. I actually find that quite sexy. He gently runs his hand across Ying's chest and abdomen, running his fingers down the path of fine hair from his navel and stopping at the touch of his pubic hair. Ying covers June's hand with his own and moves it to his lips where he delicately kisses each finger. You truly make my heart sing. June questions, what bothers you so much about your heritage? When our rings first bonded through our chi and our auras melded together, I sensed nothing but happiness, joy, and relief within you. Why has it become such an issue now? Ying confesses, you are right. After I found you and we bonded, it stopped being an issue. Until tonight, when Scorpio was about to share that research with you. It brought my heritage back to the front. Also, he seemed eager to share that research with you regardless of the security parameters I placed around that information. And it still bothers me that he can recognize us as individuals, but still sees us as one. June moves his hand back to Ying's chest, directly over his heart. You know his observation is correct. We are two distinct individuals, but at the same time we are internally bonded as one. I don't exactly know how he was able to sense the complexity of the bond, but he did. I want to run some tests on our chi and auras. I think we need to explore your theory about them being able to generate a readable signal. We would need a physics or advanced electronics lab to conduct those experiments. He gets lost in those thoughts. June slowly moves his hand to Ying's cheek. If you could see my eyes in this darkness, you would know that your heritage doesn't matter to me. But Ying, why does it eat at you? Ying ponders the question for a while before saying, your eyes are never hidden from me. They always shine when I look into them. And I know you see mine in the dark just as well. He caresses the arm of the hand against his cheek. After a moment, he continues. It's an old wound from my childhood in the temple. The other boys would tease me and call me a mongrel. When they wanted to be especially cruel, they would call me the mongrel bastard. They would joke that my mother was a dog and my father was a monkey. As a child, it devastated me. I became aggressive with them, always fighting and then disappearing to cry. Whenever my master would catch them calling me those names, he would beat them with his rod. One day when I was 12, I snapped and my chi exploded within me. It fueled my strength, and I nearly killed the ringleader that always prodded his group to taunt me. My master was able to stop it, but not before I had fractured the kid's nose and jaw and broke his leg. It took the full force of my master's chi to calm me. Once it was over and the boy was carried away, I knelt on the floor and exposed my back to my master's rod. Instead of beating me, he grabbed my arm and took me to his private quarters. He cleaned the blood from my face and hands. He then made me stand silently to observe what he was doing. He lit candles and created a large circle on the floor with them. He sat 2 pillows in the center, took off all of his clothes, and sat on one of the pillows. He appeared to be in meditative prayer, and I dared not move. He eventually looked up at me and instructed me to remove my clothes and sit on the pillow facing him. June places his hand back over Ying's heart and softly says, just like my grandfather did with me. Ying closes his eyes and softly says, yes. It was my first experience of a transference from one with the old blood to another with the old blood. He shared part of his chi and aura with me, the part that would bring a calm peace to my heart. That was the day my true training started. He places his hand over June's. They remain still for a while, both in their own personal reflection. Then June asked again, "So why does this still bother you?" Yue looks at him deeply. "I'm no longer bothered by my heritage, but Scorpio's mention of my genetic research and his willingness to share it with you brought back those old memories and a spike of fear that you would look at me differently. I know you would not, but old scars can run deep." June leaned down and kissed his lips. "I know who you are. You're my moonbeam, and I am your sunshine." His hand slowly drifted back down Yue Ying's chest and abdomen as he continued to kiss him.